At least one person has been killed in an Israeli drone attack on a vehicle in southern Lebanon. This comes just a day after Israeli troops withdrew for most of the border area. The victim has been identified as Yusuf Mohammed, the son of the mayor of the town. He was reportedly targeted while sitting in his car in front of his home. Israel, on the other hand, has said it targeted a Hezbollah operative. Lebanon's state news agency reported that in a separate attack, one person was wounded in the Wazani region after Israeli forces opened fire in the area. These attacks come amid ongoing ceasefire that halted more than a year of hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah. For more on this discussion, we are joined by Ali Bushback, an independent Palestinian researcher based in Cairo. And we're also joined by Yossi Kopawasa, head of research at IF Defense Intelligence, located in Tel Aviv. And we're also joined by Pathikrit Payne, international affairs expert located here in New Delhi. Ali Bushback, I wanted to come to you first on this first question. Why does the IDF say it is continuing military operations within Lebanon, even though this ceasefire agreement has already been reached?
Well, thank you for having me. It seems that Israel establishing a de facto reality on the ground on Israel and on Lebanon, and also as well as in the other front, Gaza. IDF and the Israel side, they know that Hezbollah is weak now after the huge loss of the supreme leader Hassan Nasrallah. By the way, after tomorrow they are going for establishing the funeral procession for him, which Hezbollah is going to send and convey its message to the Lebanese community and to Israel and to international community, as well as Israel knows that Hezbollah is not going to react about the Israelis' violation. It's according to mainstream media, Lebanon mainstream media, they recorded more than 800 violation of the agreement, ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hezbollah, which signed in November 2024. So in this landscape, it seemed the situation is, and also Israel took over more than five strategic points in the border between Israel and Lebanon. They know there is a politician and a military gap in the Lebanon sides. That's Benjamin Netanyahu. He takes this opportunity and this chance for his side to promote his political success and his political in his government.
Yossi Kopawasa, how do you think, do you think Hezbollah is going to respond to these continued strikes after the ceasefire, and how does the Israeli public view the threat, if there is a threat from Hezbollah in this current climate?
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for having me. The situation is like that. It's not, Hezbollah doesn't have to respond. The Israeli attacks are carried out in accordance with the agreement. These are not breaches of the agreement. This is in accordance of the agreement. And the reasons they are taking place is that Hezbollah is breaching the agreement. Hezbollah should not be sending his people south of the Litani River. And the attacks that were carried out recently were against Hezbollah operatives south of the Litani River. Now, according to the agreement, there is an understanding that if we see Hezbollah people coming back to the south, we are able to carry out attacks against them. And after we notify the committee that is supervising and monitoring the situation in southern Lebanon, and in case that there is a time-sensitive target, we don't even have to report about it, because we are not going to let them get away. So this is the agreement, and we employ it in southern Lebanon and beyond. By the way, we are taking action against attempts of Hezbollah to rearm itself north of the Litani River. This is all according to the understandings we have inside the agreement with the American side, and in fact with all the other sides are all aware of this agreement. Not everything is written in the agreement itself. Some of these understandings are in the annex of the agreement agreed between Israel and the United States. but everybody is aware of these understandings. So this is the situation, and I don't think that Hezbollah is going to respond. And I think that, as Ali said correctly, the situation in Lebanon now is not easy for Hezbollah, and they were severely hit by Israel during the war. This doesn't mean that they don't have the capability. They still have the capability to launch rockets or whatever have you against Israel, but this is not something that they are interested in doing right now, because they understand that Israel is going to respond very decisively.
Ali Emma Bushback, I wanted to come back to you. Do you think Israel is justified in using these military actions? Do you not think that this might have some implication on regional stability in some sense?
Well, this is the natural of political Israelis' behavior. That everything is according to their self and to defend that the Israeli has a right to defend itself. But the thing is, it's not seems simple. Like before 20th, that Israel was occupying Lebanon's area, and after that Hezbollah is launched and a large attack against that area and they try to free it. If they will take Israel the 5-point strategic, as they said, 5-point that, it seems that this time Hezbollah will not get response, but Hezbollah will apply that. Also, they will rely on the a peaceful resistance, like a protest, creating some chaos and these things, because Hezbollah is not interested about confront with Israel or comprehensive confront with Israel, especially after the huge losing of supporter a country that Al-Assad regime, as well as also Iran nowadays, it's busy with their self and for their negotiation for themselves. So everyone ditched Hezbollah, like after that the regime of Bashar al-Assad ran away from Syria, and nowadays Iran turn their back to the area to Hezbollah. Hezbollah now not interested about the comprehensive from the day one of the conflict between Gaza and Israel. Hezbollah was not interested for a comprehensive confront with Israel, and we have seen that in the very beginning of a statement they said will not stop the attack against Israel until unless the war in Gaza will stop. But after the huge lose, Hezbollah changed its statement, and they signed agreement with Israel before Gaza, before the ceasefire in Gaza in November 2024, and the agreement between Gaza and Israel, it was in January 2025. So in my opinion, it will not make any change in the region all, but the thing is also it's related to what the situation in Gaza. Hezbollah will not take any action against Israel, but who's will taking action? Ansarullah al-Houthi and some military group in Iraq, in case the war will return, which no one will hope that.
Yossi Kappa-Wassa, what do you think of this massive event in Lebanon that is going to happen on Sunday, the funeral of Hassan Nasrallah? How do the public of Israel react to this event? Hope it might draw big crowds, this thing.
Well, I think it's, on the one hand, it's an opportunity for Hezbollah to show their force in Lebanon. In spite of everything that happened, they're going to make this some symbolic ceremony that would send a message: we are still strong, we are still capable, we have still many, many supporters inside Lebanon. You have to take us into account and don't exaggerate in analyzing our defeat and weakness. At the other hand, it's going to be a test for the Lebanese government to withstand something like this challenge and be able to let the funeral take place, but at the same time remain committed to having the say in what's going to happen in Lebanon in the future and fulfilling its commitments according to the agreement with Israel. The Lebanese army should deploy in the south, should prevent Hezbollah from coming back to the south, and should eventually become the only group in Lebanon that has the power to use force. And we are not yet there. So I hope that the Lebanese government will understand that even though Hezbollah is going to make some show of force, They are now supposed to be the stronger and the strongest element in the Lebanese arena.